Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. I recently saw something where someone was saying something about historically wine glass bowls were much smaller than they are today, and you know, that they've been getting bigger and bigger, and I've heard that previously, and I thought, is that true? Is that true? Is it that different? Is it a new phenomenon, an old phenomenon? Where does it sit? You know, usual stuff that goes on in my head. So I've been out, had a weasel round in my collection. I've not been exhausted. I started and I thought, oh, Kevin, you need to stop. You need to stop. Don't try and get a glass every 10 years for the last 200 years. That's death by glass, that is. Anyway, so I've got a few, and what we can do is we can do some size comparisons, and yeah, interesting. It's very interesting, and I have a little anecdote for the end. And so with that said, let's get on and have a look at some glass. So I'm starting with this glass here. This is from about 1740. It is a wine glass. I don't think the bowl's not massive. Can you see? It's not tiny. Got folded foot, broken pontle, etc., etc. Bubble in this knob here. But yeah, it's not tiny, is it? It's not. I'm going to put my hand behind it, and I'll keep doing that to all of them. And yeah, and just for comparison, this is a cordial glass. Some people might call these a wine glass, but these are cordials. This is, you know, over 20% drink, so that's a little bit of a nip. If you want one like a sherry or something, I'll put it on there. Yeah, this has got folded foot and everything, and this is probably about 1750 or something like that. So, but anyway, but you can see there's two sizes of glass there. That's cordial, that's a wine. Yes, so we'll move on. I'll pull something else out, and this actually feels a bit smaller bowl-wise. This is probably late 18th century, so it's got a nice conical foot. It's a much simpler glass. This is a cheap glass. But yeah, got a little, show you here, little ho-ho bird, which is something that's from the late 18th century. Early 19th, and yeah, but it's very conical, this foot, which kind of pulls it back into the late 18th century. And if I lift that up, it holds considerably less than the other bowl, but quite a bit more than that one. Look, if I put it here, you can see it holds probably about 50% more than that. So, in actual fact, this is bigger and this is smaller, but yeah, things are not always even. So I'll move forward, and I'm pulling this one little bucket bowl. This holds a bit more than this one, but probably similar amount to this one. It's just a different shape. It's a bit shorter and fatter. Nice big wide foot. Faceted stem, but you can see, if I put my hand behind it, you can see that it's actually not a million miles from that one, really. It's only slightly shorter. And then we'll come forward about, so this is probably like about 1800 plus. We'll come forward, this is about 1830, and it's a similar size. If I put them together, the bowls are about the same. Maybe this one's marginally smaller, bigger, because it's a bit wider at the top, but yeah, they're not a million miles away from each other. Got a cut foot and everything. I think this would count as Anglo-Irish, really. I think it's probably Irish, but yeah, you can see it's similar size, so nothing much is going on there. Now I'm going to jump forward to the mid-Victorian era. I'll pull this one in. So yeah, we've come forward about another 20 years or so, and really it's a different shape, different type of glass altogether, but really the bowl is not that different. Hang on, I'm going to stop, I need to cough. So, yeah, things are not really changing that much. And this is where I was kind of going, yeah, I'm going to do every like 20 years and have like a half dozen. I just thought, no, let's jump forward until we see something different. And so I went to my own, this is my own service that I drink from, and I've got 2 glasses from it. One will surprise you. So this is a white Stuart Crystal Woodchester glass. Get my hand out of it, and you can see this is quite a bit bigger, but this is like a modern wine glass, but it's in actual fact a water goblet, because this is the wine glass that goes with this service. Now, this is bigger than that. The content of that has got to be at least 50% more. And as you're jumping into the 20th century, there does seem to be a size jump. So something is going on, but not back here, in getting into the 20th century. And I said, now you could drink wine out of that. It's reasonable, but most people would rather have it out of that, because that's, and I'll show you why. I have, this is a modern wine glass. Yeah, I'm just realised I've got a problem, a technical issue. I'm going to scroll the camera back a little bit. There we go. Just tilt it. Yeah, this is what happens when you don't plan the whole sequence first. Anyway, so that's the whole glass. Bowls on these 2, if I get them far enough. In fact, the bowl on this is bigger, as a bigger volume than the water goblet. It's, if you hold that there, it is narrower, but I can tell this would hold not massively more, but a bit more than the water goblet, and yeah, considerably more than the wine glass. Now, there is a reason for that. It's because you're not really supposed to fill it up past this. This is for smelling. It's become a thing, Oh, this is a Dartington crystal one, by the way. I should say. It's got a mark here. This is, I've bought this as new out, I think from TK Maxx or somewhere, so don't really use it anymore. But anyway, this is a modern glass, and this is the size they are now. So there's the glass I'm showing you. I did promise you an anecdote. Get that right. And do you remember this glass? Yeah, actually, this is going to the charity shop, but by the by, I was in a restaurant recently. It was a bit fancy. Maybe I do that about twice a year or something. But anyway, the glasses there were absolutely huge. They were kind of like about this wide at this point and probably about this much tall. I think the idea is that you'd have like a big plane of wine at the bottom and you'd sniff it, but you could put like most of a pint in there. And I think the idea with this is it's supposed to be a bit like that. You'd fill it up to here and then you could swirl and sniff and all of that thing. So I think that's why they're so much bigger today. I don't think they were ever that tiny. People have said that they were smaller back in the 18th and early 19th centuries because people had servants that would just come around and keep filling them up. I don't know how true. Well, they did have servants, and maybe at the very top echelons they did that, but even the plainer glasses are, not huge, and I don't know if they all had servants at that level, but anyway, it seems a bit that you just take one mouthful and then you get another glass. That just seems a bit crazy. And also people have said that the wine was very strong, and I don't think it was, when I started drinking wine. If something was 12%, it was considered strong. And now you starting to see those 14s and 14.5s, etc. That's strong, I think. But anyway, I'm just rambling now. So what I'll do is I'll wrap it up. I haven't used any references here. So please remember to like and subscribe because it really helps my channel. And thank you for watching and have a good night. Good night.